Welcome to my craft table. I'm so happy you decided to join me today. If you've been here before, welcome back. If this is your first time, I sure welcome you. I am so glad that everyone has joined me. Today I am going to do a Easter craft, and what I have here are these wood planks. They measure 4.5 by 4.5 inches. And I have gotten on the internet and picked out some really pretty watercolors of Easter bunnies. I have 3 of them. And of course, they are too big for what I want to do, so I had to get on the printer and reduce them in size. And I was just real lucky. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than smart. I reduced them by 60%. And that actually turned out to be exactly the right size for my these wooden plaques. So I reduced them by 60%, and I cut them out with my little scissors, trying to get as much detail as I could. And then I have my Waverly chalk paint in plaster that I'm going to lightly paint over the wood and the edges. And then I'm going to dry brush it with this real pretty home decor folk art vintage teal blue paint, which is real pretty. And then I'm going to try and attach them with my school glue stick. And I don't know how well that's going to work because unfortunately my glue spray is all gone. And I haven't been back to Dollar Tree to get more. And then I will lightly seal it with Mod Podge. And then I want to make a hanging decor using the 3 of them. And I have this real pretty blue lace ribbon that I got at Dollar Tree that I'm gonna attach the 3 plaques together and hang using the lace ribbon. So the first thing I'm gonna do is lightly cover these with my plaster paint, chalk paint, and I'll let you watch a little bit of that. And then I'll come back when I dry brush it with the blue and see how that goes. And then I'll just be back and forth as I work through my project. Okay, I finished lightly painting all 3 plaques. You can still see some of the wood showing through, and that's exactly what I wanted. So now I'm ready to do a little dry brushing, and I know I got way too much paint in here, but that's okay. Take some off on the paper towel. And I know there's still way too much paint on there. Just gonna lightly, there we go, that's what I wanted. Just lightly add some color to the background. And I used my hot air gun to make sure that my chalk paint dries really quickly, but I wanted to make sure it was dry before I started anything. Okay, so that's about it for that one. And then I'll do this one. Hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, now would be a great time to hit that subscribe button down there so that you're part of Known as Here. And you'll get to see all of my videos, which you can see even if you're not subscribed, but I sure wish you would subscribe. I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers, and then I will do a giveaway. If you're into makeup, I'll do a makeup giveaway If you're into crafting, I'll make it a crafting giveaway. If you're into both, I'll make it a crafting and a makeup giveaway. All right, that's enough on that one. And then I'm gonna do the third one. And you know, I love it if you comment. I love it, ooh, that's a lot of paint. I love it if you give me a thumbs up, which says that you like my videos. And I love it if you share. Because if you share my videos, say if you have an Instagram, not everybody has Instagram. I have an Instagram, it's called Nonas_here. But if you have an Instagram or Facebook, and you share my video on Facebook or Instagram and someone else watches it, say one of your friends or family, and they subscribe, that will definitely help me grow my subscriptions, and I would appreciate it. I was thinking I had to worry about which way I was doing this, but I don't. They're squares, 4.5 by 4.5. So, I'm gonna let that dry just for a few minutes. And there I have all 3 of my plaques. That one got a little heavy, but I'm not gonna worry about it because I don't worry about those kind of things. Okay, I'm gonna let it dry and then I'm gonna come back and put the little bunnies on the plaques. Okay, I'm using my school glue. I've glued one on and it seems to be sticking, and of course I'll Mod Podge it over it to seal it. But it seems to be working okay, which I'm very happy about. So this is bunny number 2. And then I decided that I didn't like the ribbon that I was gonna attach the bunnies together with. So I found another one, which I'll show you in just a minute. Okay. Come on, hold on there. Don't make a fibber out of me. Sometimes you got to go back with the little edges. There we go. So he's on. And I was gonna use that pretty blue lace ribbon I showed you, but when I held it up, it doesn't go well because the blue that I used to dry brush with is really, I'll show you on this one because it's better. It's really a teal blue, and so I didn't like that. So I went to my stash and I found this glitter ribbon that is pink, and I think that'll go real pretty with all the bunnies. And what I really like about it is it's got a sticky back, so I can put it there and then stick it. I won't have to hot glue it. I can cut it there and then stick it there. I think I can make it work. So we'll see. All right, so now I got the third bunny to put on, and then I'll start putting the, the ribbon on the back. All right, all the bunnies are on, and I'm ready to Mod Podge it over it, just using my regular old Mod Podge. I gotta tell you, Mod Podge and I don't always play nicely together. So I'm just gonna put a thin coat on it with a foam brush to try and seal it. And then I'll let that dry, and then I'm gonna attach it, all 3 plaques together in a long string to hang it. Okay, There's one. And this one's starting to bubble. Of course. I'm just gonna leave it go. Okay, this one's going on better. I'm starting to lift a little. I'm just gonna let it go. And here's the third. Oh, she's going on pretty nicely. All right, I'm gonna let these dry, and I may do a second coat just to make sure they're all three sealed real well. All right, it's all finished, and there we go, and I'm gonna hang it up for the big reveal, but I think it came out really sweet. Very pleased with it. All right, on to another DIY. Thanks so much. See you in a few minutes. Hey, be sure and tell me in the comments below what you think. Should I have stayed with the blue lace ribbon? Should I have gone with the pink glitter ribbon that I was gonna go with? Or was the pink burlap ribbon the best choice? Tell me what you think in the comments below, because I changed my mind so many times. Thanks. I need some opinions. All right, we're ready for DIY number 2, but before we start, you know, the last one that I did with the bunny pictures on a ribbon, it came out so cute that I decided, since I had 3 more of these wooden plaques left, I'd do another one, so I did. This time I dry brushed it in pink. I used the same 3 pictures, and I put it on this really cute pink, well, it's multi-dotted ribbon, and I put a lot of different colored flowers to coordinate with the different colored dots, polka dots on the ribbon, and I'll hang it up and show you. But I'm gonna give this one away as a gift. I just thought it came out so cute, I should do another one for a gift. And again, I just did a little loop on the back using twine, hot glued it down, and I just was so pleased with it, I thought I should do another one as a gift. So that's what I did. All right, now on to DIY number 2. I'm going to use this big Easter egg that I got at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use the back of it. I already had painted it with my Dollar Tree, or with my Waverly chalk and plaster, because I was thinking of doing something else with it, but I've changed my mind, as I am apt to do. So now I'm going to cover it with my Waverly chalk paint in Fern, and I'll do that in just a minute. I'm going to use 3 of these little bunnies that are ceramic that I got everything at Dollar Tree except for the paint. I have 3 of these, and they have little strings on them to hang them up, which I'm going to leave the strings on. And then I also have 3 of the Easter eggs that came in the same kind of kits. I'm just going to throw the paint and the paintbrushes away. They're useless to me. I have some carrots that came 6 in a pack. I'm going to use those. And I have some Reindeer Moss that I'm going to use. And I am going to first paint the bunnies and the Easter eggs in the plaster, and then I'm going to mix the purple with the white to make a lavender, the yellow with the white to make a light yellow. I have some light blue chalk paint and some orange to mix with the white to make a light orange, and the pink. And what I'm gonna do is after I paint the bunnies and the Easter eggs and the plaster, let them dry, and then just do a dry brushing with the other light colors. And so let me get that much done, and then I'll show you. I have some cotton balls to put the bunny tails on. I do have to cut them down because they're quite large, so I've cut one down to see if that would fit, and you can see that there's a different in size. That'll work just fine. And so let me get started painting this so it can dry and I can get on to other things. I'll show you a little bit, and then I'll come back when I have this painted and I'm ready to do something else. I guess I've never used this before. So, okay, those of you who've been here before, welcome back. If this is your first time, I'm so glad you decided to come and visit. If you see me in my lovely pink gown, which is speckled in a lot of paint, it is my painting gown. I do wash it, by the way, all the time, but I do wear it when I'm using paint to try and protect my regular clothing. So you'll see it a lot. I try to stay out of the frame when I'm doing crafting, but sometimes I lean forward. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna paint this. I'm not gonna worry too much about total coverage. Plus chalk paint covers so well with just one easy coat. You don't really have to worry too much about it. So I'm just gonna paint this, and then I'm gonna cover the bunnies and the Easter eggs with the plaster. Be back in a few minutes. Okay, I have finished painting the egg with my fern. I'm just gonna lift it up. See, there it is. And I have finished painting the 3 bunnies and the 2 eggs with my plaster. And they are pretty much dry now, so I'm gonna start to just dry brush them with some pretty pastel colors. So I'm gonna take this bunny, and see, I have this blue chalk paint. And I don't really wanna paint them solid. I just wanna give them some color for, yeah, you can see that. Just want to give him some color for when he's on the egg. Got a little bit too much blue there, but that's okay. Let's see, let me just take a little white, kind of, there we go. See, if you get too much on, you just can go back and go over it. Just enough to make them blue. And have some color when he's on the Easter egg. It's good if where there's, like where he's indented, if you can get a little bit more blue there, because that, like under his neck or by his legs, you get a little bit more blue there. That'll make him show up. Okay. Oh, I need to get the top of them there because I was holding by the string. It's nice when you can hold them by the string to paint them. All right, See? He's blue, a little blue on him. All right, let's do another one. Let me get this blue off of here. I think I can use, I don't want to mix colors, but let's see if I can get that blue off of there. Let's use another brush just in case. Here, use a little pink. Let's take an Easter egg and do in pink. See how that comes out. There's probably enough pink on the lid. Try and get it off my fingers first. Get too much on, you just take some of the plaster and go over it. The Easter egg will pick up on the parts that stick out, like the flowers and the ripples. Just kind of giving it a little bit of a wash here. So I am back. I am ready now to start putting together the egg. I've used my colors, pink, purple, orange, yellow, and light blue. But I had said I was going to dry brush them. But really, I didn't dry brush them. I more did between a dry brush and a wash. Okay? So they really, this one's kind of dry brushed, but this one is more covered. This one is sort of dry brushed, but this one is more of a wash. So it's kind of a combination of. But now I'm going to put them on my egg. So I have to figure out how I want to put them on my egg. I'm going to attach them by the strings. I'm going to hot glue them by the strings. Down, sort of like that, I think. Okay, so I will be back when I get them all attached. So I have all the bunnies and Easter eggs glued onto the egg. Now I'm going to cover the whole egg with Reindeer Moss, which will be quite interesting and messy. So I'm going to start at the bottom and work up. So I'm just going to put lots of glue, hot glue, on my egg. Come on, glue stick, glue gun. That's right. Oh, I see. Okay. Lots of glue. And start piling the moss glue on. And trying to make it stick wherever I can. And then I'll lift it up, and whatever's not sticking will fall off, and I'll use that for the next layer. Okay, be back soon. All right, here's my progress so far. I'm about 2/3 of the way up. It takes a lot of glue and a lot of reindeer moss, but I thought I'd show you how I'm doing it because you can see I'm underneath the bunny. I need to go back and put some more moss on this because you can see the string. But what I'm doing is I'm flipping the bunny or the Easter egg up, and then I'm putting a lot of glue underneath whatever the object is. And then I'm putting the moss underneath it. And then when I get all the moss on where I want it to be, then I'm flipping the little decor piece back down. And making sure that it's all covered underneath, and then I go up and cover the string so you don't see the string. It's all covered by the moss. Okay, like this bunny over here, you hardly see the string. So that's what I'm doing right now. Be back shortly. All right, so I've got all the moss on, all right? I had to go around the edges and make sure it was all covered. Now I've laid out the carrots and I'm gonna hot glue, I've glued 2 on, I'm gonna hot glue them on. I have a big blank spot here. So what I'm gonna do is, I found this little chick. Actually, when I bought the bunnies and the Easter eggs, I thought this was another Easter egg, but it turned out to be a chick. So I found it in my stash, and I have one of these little terracotta pots, which I dry brushed with some plaster, chalk, paint, put some reindeer moss in it. I painted it yellow. I'm gonna stick it in there when it dries. I am gonna cut off the green string there. You'll notice that all the green strings are covered with moss. Can't see them on the egg anymore. I'm gonna put the little chick in the terracotta pot and glue it to the center. I have my bunny tails to put on the bunnies, and I have some little pink, real tiny pink pom-poms that I'm gonna put on the bunnies for the noses. And I'll come back and show you that, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do. It just, whatever my creative juices tell me to do. So don't go away. I'm gonna put the carrots on, put the chick in the little terracotta pot, glue that to the middle, and then I'll be back. All right. So I've speeded this up, and I've tried muting my talking on the original video, and I'm not sure I've done it, so if you hear the chipmunk in the back, just ignore it. I am hot gluing the little white pom-poms to the bunny's fanny, and I have some little pink pom-poms for my Valentine's stash that I've put on the noses, and I am gluing the little yellow chick into the terracotta pot, and I'm gluing that onto the center of the egg. And all I have to do now is put the topper on. So stay tuned. Okay, I decided I'm going to use this light green grosgrain ribbon to make a bow. So what I do is I take a zip tag and put it down there in the middle. And I start off and I leave a tail and I make a loop and I hold it in the middle, and then I bring it over and make another loop about the same size. And I leave the tail hanging down, and I hold it in the middle so that I have 2 loops about the same size. Then I bring it around and I make another loop, the same size as the first loop. Same size as the first loop, then around, and is the same size as the first loop on that side. So that now I have 2 loops on either side. This needs to come down between the middle. Two loops on each side. And then I'm going to come around and do one more loop over the top. Same size, always holding it in the middle as the first 2 loops. This one's going to go around the back. Same size as the first 2 loops, holding it in the middle. So it's the same size, holding it in the middle, stretching out the loops so that they're all the same size, holding it in the middle. Then I'm going to leave some off for the tail. Then I'm going to take my zip. I'm going to scrunch it together. I'm going to put my zip tag here, scrunching it, holding it with one hand. Zip tie. Come on, zip tie. Come on, go through. There we go. Pulling my zip tie. And it just came undone, but that's all right. Okay, now I get to figure out where the middle is again, right there. As tight as I can. To make sure my loops are even right there in the middle, okay. Zip tie as tight as I can. Ah! Okay, as tight as I can. I'm gonna cut off my ribbon. Tighten it. Now I will spread out my loops. It's not going to be a big fancy bow because my Easter decor is not big and fancy. All right. Now I'm going to put it on. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm going to take the tail and wrap it around and cover the zip tie like that. And that's how I'm going to glue it on. And I'll cut off my tails later. All right, so now I've got my tails hanging down. And with grosgrain, it doesn't really matter which side is up. And here we go. It is complete, and I love it. I love the way it evolved. I love the way it turned out. I am super pleased with it. Please tell me in the comments below what you think. I'm really pleased with it. And I think the green grosgrain ribbon at the top was a great topper. Very pleased with it. Tell me what you think. And I think the little chick in the middle in the terracotta pot turned out to be real cute. Okay, so that's the end of DIY number 2. And I'm going to try and do DIY number 3, so stay tuned. If I do, it'll be right next. If I don't, it'll be my next video. But have you subscribed yet? If you haven't, I sure wish you'd hit that subscribe button. Also, you know I love it if you would comment, give me a thumbs up if you like my videos, and share. If I hit 100 subscribers, I will do a giveaway. Now, if you're into makeup and skincare, then I'll do a makeup and skincare giveaway. If you're into crafting, then I'll do a crafting giveaway. If you'd like some of both, then I'll do a combo giveaway. If you share this video on your Facebook or Instagram or email it to some of your family and friends and they subscribe, then that will help me reach 100 subscribers. I sure wish you'd help me out. I do appreciate you visiting, and if I can get to DIY number 3, I will. Otherwise, it'll be on my next video. Now you know, I want you to be kind to everyone because there's a lot of crazies out there. Thanks. All right, here's the first bunny long banner that I did on the pink burlap with a little pink flower in the top. And then here's the second one that I did with the multicolored polka dot ribbon that I did as a gift. Gosh, I think they came out cute. Okay. And here is my organic Easter egg. I have to say, this is one of my favorites. One of my favorite DIYs that I've ever done.